Yo, what's up viewers, it's your boy Blaze Hollow coming at you again with another special trailer. This will be video 4 out of 5 of my friend's drinking game. Sorry that these videos are taking so long. I've kind of been in a rut and have been hoping that all of these will be coming out around the same time to make up for the long absence. But I guess it's time for me to tell you what this trailer is about. It's a power that is one of my favorites, but it comes from a world I hate with a burning passion, and I feel like a lot of fans of this ability would understand that. Welcome to What If Deku Had Divide Dividing. Let's roll.
Maybe in a million miles on a highway through the skies. Someday soon we'll be together.
No, I honestly don't think you could become a hero.
They say that history repeats itself. One tries to take out another. A hero will rise to deal with the situation. But what happens when someone playing the hero tries to break the cycle? Whose side will they be on? Whose sides will be crossed? Let's find out as we find ourselves in a luxurious ballroom listening to classical music. Family members either dancing with their loved ones or mingling with others, but we find ourselves watching over Izuku Midoriya, who was trying to straighten up his bow tie. Feeling a little uneasy, knowing that his family usually doesn't want him going to these events, but unfortunately for him, he got tapped on the shoulder before he could even finish his thought, turning to see Lord of Hell himself, Lucifer. Hello there, Izuku. Long time no see. I was quite upset when you didn't show up to our last get-together, but your head of house said that you came down with the flu. Izuku shrugs, knowing that wasn't even close to the truth, but he just nodded his head. Something like that, Lucifer. Sorry, you know how it is. When you get sick, you really don't want to be around anybody. Trust me when I tell you, I deal with the opposite problem. My wife gets all over me and basically wraps me up like a mummy and takes care of me personally, even though I tell her I can handle myself. Izuku chuckles at the thought as he sees the waiter going around with champagne glasses filled with blood as he quickly grabs one and sips on it a little bit. It looks like you got some high-grade blood to serve here at the vampire section. This must be a real important situation to get the family all together. Lucifer enjoys his own glass of champagne, swirling it a little bit, still looking sober. Well, yes, it is the 3rd year anniversary of your parents' murder, and I thought at least I could do is bring something good for your family's loss and mourning. Izuku tightened his grip around his glass as he looked a lot more aggravated. Yeah, we all have our ways of coping in one way or another, but I will be dealing with mine later tonight. Oh, it's true, you have been hunting down fallen angels. Oh, you know about that. Are you here to tell me to stop? No, I'm not, but I do know that your family hasn't been very supportive of your activities. It's not like Before he could finish that statement, he was struck in the back of the head with a cane as he turned back to see the head of his household dressed as a stereotypical vampire, wearing a black suit and a black cloak with red lining the inside. He had a look in his eyes of anger and annoyance for the half-blood standing in front of him. Izuku was rubbing the back of his head. What was that for, old man? You dare to speak so casually with Lord Lucifer. You should be grateful that he doesn't strike you down for your arrogance. Lucifer noticed that the old vampire was about to strike Izuku with his cane once again, but instead he caught it before it could make contact. Lord Aaron, I would highly respect you do not brutalize one of your own family members, especially in my presence. The both of us were actually having a lovely conversation, and I was giving my condolences about not his parents. I would actually appreciate it if you would please walk away and allow us to continue our conversation. Aaron wasn't pleased to be ushered away by the king himself, but quickly made his way. I'm sorry, Lord Lucifer. Oh, and Izuku, both of us will be having a chat in my study later. Whatever you say, old man. Both of them watched the old vampire leave as they then turned back to each other, feeling a little bit awkward. After a little bit, Lucifer was the first to break the silence between them. Let's go back to our earlier conversation. I do not have a problem with you hunting fallen angels, but I feel a little bit concerned knowing that you're doing it alone. You do know that I'm willing to help you, or at least maybe give you a guard when you're going out on these expeditions. As much as I appreciate it, I am not of your household, and showing me such courtesy could be seen as favoritism and ruin your reputation, the one that your great-grandfather worked so hard to build as the previous White Dragon. Lucifer looked away for a second, knowing how true that is. Yes, but that doesn't mean we cannot help you. As the current White Dragon, I feel like we are at least a little honor-bound to help you out. Well then, do you have the answer to the question I asked you last time we spoke? Unfortunately not. The Red Dragon has not shown its face yet, and as disappointing as it may be, we would not know if it's born down here, the human world, or heaven forbid the angels. If the user of the Red Dragon is an angel, it just makes my job even more enjoyable. I would squash two birds with one stone. Leaning against the wall, he looks across the ballroom, seeing some of the lovely couple and some of the pretty girls that were dancing by themselves. I do have to say the scenery around here is definitely nicer than what I have at home. Lucifer was confused by that as he tried to adjust his angle to see where Izuku was looking as he stared directly at the dance floor, more importantly where the women were dancing alone. Oh, I see. Are you trying to find yourself companionship? I could definitely help you with that. You know, I have a daughter myself that should be around your age. I could introduce you to her. Izuku was getting up from the wall as he was about to step away from Lucifer, denying his help with his love life only to accidentally bump into a girl who was about to fall backwards as he quickly steadies himself and grab her by the waist to help her up. Once Izuku finally got a good look at her, he was awestruck, seeing the beautiful maiden with neon green hair with skin that looked a little bit pale, but in a good way. As her neon green eyes stared into his, they were mesmerized by each other. As he started to help her onto her feet, looking at her red dress, he couldn't help but notice the two tails swaying behind her that looked like foxtails, and when he looked up at her directly, he noticed that she had a pair of fox ears. Sorry about that, I wasn't paying attention. Are you okay? The girl looked at him as though she was awestruck, as she had a light blush on her cheek as her tail started to sway back and forth. As she took the person in front of her in, she sees him in a black suit and a red bow tie, dressed very well and well kept, but there was something in those eyes, something rebellious, something exciting. It's okay, I wasn't paying attention either. I didn't get your name though. Mine is Toro Hagakure, home of House Hagakure. Izuku gently grabbed her hand as he kissed the back of it. It's an honor to meet you, Lady Toru. My name is Izuku Midoriya of House Midoriya and the current White Dragon Emperor. If you would let me, I would like to accompany you for a dance to make up for my arrogance of nearly making you fall. Toru blushed like crazy, not expecting to get this kind of attention, especially when she looked up and saw that the king himself was staring at her, but he didn't look pleased. I don't know about that. It's just that... Izuku didn't want her to slip through his fingers for some weird reason, as he quickly pulled her towards the dance floor before she could even finish her thought. As they could hear the sound of the music changing, they held on to each other's hands. Please, just one dance, that's all I ask. Okay, one dance shouldn't hurt. As they waited for the music to fully start around them, they noticed everybody was pairing up as they were starting to dance the waltz with each other. It felt like time had slowed down between them. Izuku didn't know what he was seeing in her. He felt weird. He didn't chase after girls, but this one felt different. Toru was in a similar mindset, not one to really be so bold to try something so new with a complete stranger, but it made her feel right. But with most happiness, it's always short-lived, as the glass over top of the dance floor started to shatter open. As figures started to make their way in, everybody started to scatter and wonder what was going on, as guards were making their way in, but by the time they stomped through the door, they saw that there was at least a group of 10 fallen angels making their way inside. Well, isn't this cute? White Dragon here has finally found himself a vixen. Wouldn't get too attached to her if I were you. Just like you made us watch our people be slaughtered by your hands, we'll make sure that you watch her die first. And here I thought, after taking out at least a dozen of you, you would think twice not to come into a ballroom full of high-ranked demons, but most importantly, threaten me. As he steps forward, a white piece of chest plate seems to go over his torso as a pair of white and blue luminescent wings seem to strap onto his back as he starts to fly up into the air. But if you angels want to dance with me tonight, I'll make sure it's a dance of your lifetime. Lucifer charges forward as he was ready for battle himself. I got your back, Izuku. Don't think you get to jump in here and act like you own the place, angels. The fact that I'm in the room and you're still okay with this makes me sick, so you won't be leaving here alive. No, my king, leave this to me. Help with the evacuation along with getting yourself out of here. They came for me and I'll give them everything they asked for. He then turned to the female angel that was standing a few steps away from him in the air. I assume this is vengeance for your father, Momo? She gets her spear ready as she looks Izuku dead in the eyes. Yes, and by the time I'm done with you, I will have your head on a pike right in front of your household so they know never to mess with us again. I'll save you a pike and tell you they wouldn't care. They probably would throw you a parade. He quickly flew over towards her as he glided to get behind her as quickly as possible as he placed his hand on her shoulder. Divide! Momo felt her strength getting cut in half as she felt woozy, quickly twirling her spear around to jam it into his chest, only for it to ping off of his armor. Let go of me, you monster! Izuku wasn't about to let go, only for him to get attacked by two other angels that swung him off of her and fell into the arms of two other angels that were trying to hold him down. Well, you two are idiots. Momo was trying to catch her breath as she realized that her allies were keeping contact with him. You idiots, let go of him now! Too late, as he quickly grabbed onto them so they couldn't get away. Divide! The two angels felt their strength starting to get zapped away, but that's when they also felt like they couldn't breathe. The oxygen kept on disappearing little by little until they let go, falling to the ground dead as Izuku dusted himself off. 2 down, 8 to go. What did you do to them? I used the power of Divide to halve their oxygen that was getting into their lungs every 10 seconds. As long as I was in contact with them, their destiny was to die. 4 out of the remaining 8 angels decided to charge forward using their spears. They were trying to get at different angles to stab at Izuku, who uses his intense speed to actually get around them as he grabs one of them from the back back, placing his hands tightly around the male angel's throat, flying to keep his distance from the others. You know, trying to kill your kind gets boring. I have to continuously try to make things entertaining. Now what should I take from you? Oh, I know. Divide. The male fallen angel was confused for a second, not feeling his body any different, but that's when he noticed his vision was getting blurrier and blurrier by the second. What are you doing? Why can't I see? I've divided your vision. By now you should technically no longer be able to see at all. The longer I'm able to keep a hold of you, the worse it's going to get. He tries to get out of his grip, swinging his arm backwards, trying to use his spear, but he couldn't get the proper angle that he needed. Why? Why not just kill me? If you're going to do it anyway, why not just do it? Do you get some sick thrill out of doing this to me? Yes, I do. Watching that hope slowly fade out of your eyes when you came into this room so full of hope. Divide. I can't die in a place like this. Let me go. Quickly trying to charge something as light energy started to appear around him. Be gone, you dark emperor. Area of light. Izuku looked up at the bright light in confusion, a little bit annoyed by it, but not hurt. Was that supposed to do something to me? Fallen angel was confused. He knew that the white dragon was supposed to be a vampire. He knew that this was supposed to cause him immense harm, being exposed to such pure light. You should be burning. By the holy light, you're a vampire kind. You should be at my mercy by now. Izuku blinked a few times, realizing the fallen angel didn't know about his true status. Oh, you poor, naive soul. Divide. Male fallen angel was at his mercy. He was confused, but what made things worse, he could no longer see. Everything was going dark. Tell me. Please tell me at least if I'm going to die here. Tell me why the holy light of God did not strike you down. Sure, I'll humor you and your allies. I am not a pure vampire. I am a half-breed known as a dampire. A half-blood between human and vampire, which allows me to walk in the light. I do get some forms of irritation from vampire weaknesses, but they're not lethal to me. So enjoy that knowledge as it goes with you to the grave. He then jams his hand right through the fallen angel's chest as he holds out his beating heart for the rest to see. As he pulls his arm back through, he holds up the beating heart as the blood starts to drip down onto his mouth as he tastes it for a little bit, spitting it out and dropping the beating heart onto the ground. I don't know why I keep on bothering with angels. Their blood is usually disgusting to me. So 3 down, 5 to go. 2 more fallen angels charge, ready for the massive battle to the death with the white dragon. But what shocks them the most is when he holds up his hand, not moving an inch, as they continue to charge forward. They could see blood drops starting to fall off his fingertips, trying to pull away, but realizing it was too late. Bang! As 2 fast blood bullets were shot from his fingertips, piercing right through the heads of the 2 fallen angels in front of him as they dropped to the ground dead. 5 down, 3 to go. At least make this a challenge for me, Momo. You keep on bringing scrubs that barely have any combat experience, thinking just because they're strong and that you're here to lead them, they stand a chance at taking me down. Do you have fun manipulating people to the slaughter, Momo? Momo's eyes were full of rage as she was stepping forward with her spear in hand, ready to join back into the fight. That's what you think, but the 2 that's been by my side the whole time are some of the strongest. You don't stand a chance as the 3 of us work together. Before she could could finish that thought, she heard a sickening slice and breaking noise from behind her. What just happened? She quickly flew upwards as a blade actually swung right where she was standing a few seconds ago. As she looked down to notice, two of the royal guards have embedded her closest friends on their blades as the guard stood in front of Lucifer, ready to continue the battle. Sir Izuku, we are here to give you aid as long as we're able to protect the king. I appreciate your assistance, but I don't need it. Keep the king safe. He then flew upwards to be on the same sky level as Momo. We continue doing this song and dance. You bring a group of angels to avenge your father. I kill them, you get away. Do you ever wonder why that is? Because I'm the strongest here, and as long as I'm able to evade you, I can get more soldiers and continue to have a chance to bring your head back to my elders, proving that the white dragon is not invincible. Izuku looked bored at that explanation, almost laughing at it. No, it's because I let you go. Momo flew back a little bit in shock. You what? I let you leave because you continue to bring me more of your kind. But why would you do that? What happens if I actually bring someone stronger than you? I would be impressed and wonder how many times you had to get down on your knees to satisfy this warrior for them to bow to you. You unholy monster, bite your tongue. I am the princess of the fallen angels. I will not be looked down on by you. I don't care if you're royalty. I don't care if you're a general. To be honest, I hate all angels after what they did to my family. Your kind took my parents, and I swear upon everything that I will watch your entire race die by my hands. So go, run, get another army, come back with 100, no 1,000, I do not care. Until somebody stops me, I will continue to slaughter you, so run along, little princess. Momo looked over the situation, realizing how many high-level demons were here just watching. While some were being evacuated, she noticed that the biggest thing that caught her eye was Lucifer, who was waiting for the chance to do what he needed to do. So with great shame, she flew back up through the broken skylight and ran away. As fast as she could, she did look back at least once, realizing that Izuku wasn't chasing after her. And what he said earlier was true. Izuku floated his way back down to the floor as he dusted himself off, letting his wings disappear. Sorry you had to deal with that, Lucifer. They really don't like me. Lucifer gently moved his guards aside as he stepped forward. It's fine. I knew there was a chance something like this could happen, but I also knew that you could handle it. I hoped that you would join my royal guard, but you keep on turning me down. No offense, your majesty, but if I were to join your royal guard, I would have to be by your side at all time. And I have a mission that requires me to constantly be on the move, so once again, I must politely decline. I feel like we'll have this conversation again, but for now, you should be getting home. I'm sure your family must be either wondering where you are, or... Izuku cuts him off, waiting to hear the news that the angels possibly killed me so they can crack open a nice bottle of blood wine to celebrate. I'm looking forward to disappointing them. Izuku flew up through the broken skylight as he made his way to the Midoriya Manor as he finally landed by the front door. He went to grab the handle, but the door swung open, revealing the head of the Midoriya household, Eren Midoriya, who didn't look pleased to see the half-blood in front of him. I see you survive. I wonder how much the royal guards had to bail you out. We would have been there to help you, but they ushered us away. More like you joyfully walked away with everybody, hoping to hear the news of my death, old man. Bite your tongue. You should be speaking to me with respect, boy. You're lucky for the blood you have to even get to live in the main house. If it wasn't for the fact that you were the next White Emperor, I would have had you cast aside or even killed a long time ago. Izuku moved past the old vampire to head into the house. More like you've tried to have me killed, but either either can't because the people you hire can't defeat me, or you hesitate because of my public status with Lucifer. You do know the only reason Lucifer humors you is because one of his ancestors was a previous white dragon. If it wasn't for that, he wouldn't even look your way. Probably not, I won't deny that, but it doesn't mean I can't use it to my advantage. You should have stuck around. He once again offered me a position in the Royal Guard, but I said no like usual. Aaron gritted his teeth in annoyance, knowing that if this child would have made it into the Royal Guard, they would have boosted their family status, but could have also gotten him closer with the inner council. You disrespectful cretin, how many times have I told you, if the king continues to ask you to join the Royal Guard, you should have said yes. Make yourself useful for the family and continue to raise our status. That's the only good thing you could do instead of just walking around here like you own the place. I walk like I own the place because I should. My father was next in line, but because he was massacred, I should have technically been next in line as his heir. But you continue to exist and hold on to the throne of our house, hoping to find some way that one of the other heirs of the family could take my seat, wanting to keep the pure bloodline so perfect that the idea of a half-blood sitting on our family throne makes your skin crawl. Aaron was completely enraged as darkness began to swell around him like he was getting ready to attack. I am warning you, don't think just because your ties with the throne gives you power over me. Izuku stepped back a little bit, knowing that he might not be anywhere close to his great-grandfather, but knowing that if he ran he would show weakness, so he stood his ground as his wings manifesting, shining through the darkness. I may not be close to your strength, but give me time and I'll bring you down to my level, so stay in your darkness while I stay in the light. Aaron flinched a little bit at the bright light as he stepped backwards. Fine, for now, head to your room and stay out of my sight for the rest of the night. Izuku deactivated his wings as he started to walk away, heading up the staircase. Nice talking with you, old man. Good night. But that's where I'm gonna leave it off this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed this trailer. Make sure to leave a like and comment down below. But with all that said, I'm out. Peace.